What's up, guys? Let's do some more SQL. So the question we have right now is rearrange products table, right? And we have a products table, and our product ID is our primary key, and each row of this table indicates the product's price in 3 different stores. So store 1, store 2, and store 3. If the product is not available in the store, the price will be null in that stores column. So we need to write a solution to rearrange our products table so that each row has the product ID, the store price, and if a product is not available, do not include that row with a product ID and store combination in the results table. And we can return this in any order. So let's look at this example. Here we have products 0 and 1, and here we have our different prices. As you can see here, store 2 doesn't have that product, and our output will have the product in each store, so store 1, 2, and 3, and the price that it goes with. And here we can see store 2 isn't in these rows, right? So how do we do this? So on paper it seems simple, right? Like we just want to look at our product and then we want to get each column, so our store price, and have that as a different row, right? And then we just say, okay, this is store 1, this is store 2, store 3. So we can just go left to right, say, okay, product 0, okay, so then this is store 1, and then we have 95, and then still product 0, store 2, 100, and then product 0, store 3, 105, and so on, right? Now, this makes sense, but as based on what we know, we can't do any joins on this table. What we're gonna have to do is take each column and product ID and convert that into its own table. So say we do a select product ID store 1. So then we'd have product ID 95, 1, 70, and then we do another statement, so we get 0, 100, and maybe we could do a where statement, so whenever it's not null, so then this would be store 1, store 2, then we'll do a store 3, and then this has 0, 105, 1 is 80, right? And then we just want to add these tables together, right? Now, how do we add different tables together? Well, instead of just doing add, there's actually a keyword in Postgres called union. So we can union these tables together. We can do 3 different subqueries and then union them, right? So let's get into coding so this will make a little bit more sense to you. So let's build our first table for store 1. So let's do select products. Oops. Products, product ID. And then we'll say, let's say this is our store 1. This is our second column for our output. So he says as store. And then we can say, we'll say products dot store 1 as price, since this will have the price in it, from products where products.store1 is not null. So let's take a look at what this looks like. So here is our output. I think we should put this in different quotes, since we just want to have an actual string in there. Yeah, there we go. So here's our output. And this looks right. So we have products 0, 1, 95, and 70. So this looks right. Now let's do another query where we're just looking at store 2. So we should just get one row. Store 2, where store 2 is not null. So we should just get one row. Right? So we just get one row. And this corresponds with the row right here. So we just get one row. Oh, whoops, not this row. Store 2 right here. So this one row, product ID 0, store 2, right? So this only has one row. Store 2 only has one row in this table. So let's go back. And let's do one for store 3. Store 3 should have 2 rows. Store 3, where store 3 is not null. Should get 2 rows, 105 and 80. That's what we get here. And this is in the format that we want. Product ID, store, and price, right? So now we need to find a way to add all these tables together, right? So how do we do that? We can do that with our union keyword. So we say union these tables. Now, when you do a union, it doesn't duplicate, it only does one row per values, right? So it doesn't duplicate any rows. So if you have a product ID 0, store 3, price 105, and you have that multiple times, then if you do a union, then it'll only do one row for that. But if you have multiple rows, if you do a union all, like if you did a union all, then it would have multiple rows, just so you know. So this is right. Basically, we're just adding these tables together with our union keyword. And when you do a union, you need to make sure that you have the same number of columns between the different tables that you're unioning. So that's also something to keep in mind. And after running this, it did work. So, hopefully you learned something. Thanks for watching.